welcome everyone back to our Thursday night online chess coaching. This is Robert Jamieson, and I hope you've all had a good break over the last 2 or 3 weeks and played a lot of chess. I know Rebecca was very brave and went up to the Dobell Cup in Canberra over Easter and played in that really big tournament with lots of Grand Masters and everything. So we hope she had a good time there. Today we have with us William. So hello William.
Hi, I'm good. Yeah.
All right, let's start off by finding out a little bit about you. So how old are you?
I'm 11, turning 12.
Right. Where do you go to school?
I go to Goulburn Street Primary School.
Right. You're in Tasmania, in Hobart somewhere, or?
Yes, Tasmania, Hobart. Yes.
All right, excellent. Hope the weather's good down there. And
Yep.
do you have a chess rating? Do you know your rating?
Yes, it's 1,163.
All right, that's pretty good. David tells me you probably haven't played in too many tournaments. You've only got 2 or 3 score sheets to your name. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
But what's happening this weekend?
This weekend I'm in the tournament that's called the
Tasmanian Grand Prix or something, or Tasmanian Open?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Tasmanian.
So
Yeah.
I think a couple of the people from the squad who are in Tasmania are playing, so that'll be excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Now, I've played through the 2 games you've sent me, which has been interesting. And I think the main problem I can see from your game is quite often you're missing tactics. You're sort of not looking at and seeing a good move and you miss it, or your opponent comes up with a good reply, you miss that sort of thing. So before we look at your games, I thought we'd start off and have a look at this position and just look through a few moves in this position and see if I can train you up to look at lots of possibilities that perhaps you wouldn't ordinarily look at. Okay, yep. So you can see the position there with white to play.
Yep.
So this is a game from the Dobell Cup. White is a very strong Grandmaster, the top seed, Grandmaster Bajda, and he's playing, yep. I think it's an IM from China, IM Zheng. All right. So what's the first thing we do when we see a position for the first time?
We look at the all the counter possibilities, I think. Was
right.
it?
First thing we should do is look at the material. So how's the material
yeah.
going in this position? Have you counted it up?
Yes, and it's all even except black's got a bishop instead of a knight for white.
What about the pawn? How many pawns has black got? 7 to 6, so black's actually a pawn ahead.
Yep.
All right, so we've looked at the material. Okay, then let's ask ourselves, in general, what do we think white should be doing? Like, should he be playing an attacking game, a defensive game? Should he be going for the ending? In this position, if you were white, what sort of general thing do you reckon you'd be trying to do?
I'd probably be looking at the free pieces that there were, you know, if there were any. You know, I'd be looking at pins and forks.
Right. I'm not thinking so much specific moves. I'm thinking like overall. Is it the sort of game where you should be attacking somewhere?
Attacking.
Right, so,
yeah.
So why should white be attacking? And where should he attack?
White should be attacking because it's in a good position where it's got like the knight pinned to the queen and...
Yep. So whereabouts on the board would he be attacking?
Knight on c5. And
just in general, not specifically that knight. So would he be attacking on the king side, the queen side, or the centre?
I'd say the queen side or the centre side.
Well, the centre sort of fits with those pawns blocked, so white will want to probably attack on the queen side.
Yeah.
So how would we decide that that's where we should be attacking? What's made us decide that?
Well, there's the bishop and the knight, the 2 made pieces, on the queen side.
Yeah. But the main thing is white's got more space on the queen side, hasn't he? He's got those pawns on the 5th rank. So he's got lots of space. His pieces are on the queen side. So for white to say, I'm going to attack on the king side, would be silly. You attack where you've got more space and more pieces. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So we know in general what we want to do. And we're castled on opposite sides. So he's probably going to try and attack our king and we'll attack his king. That's all fine. Okay. Now the question is, how do we, in general, go about developing an attack? What should we be trying to do? What about our pieces to start off with? What should we be doing with our pieces?
Moving them into attacking squares, into the centre more, like all the queen side.
So we move our pieces to where we want to attack. So if we're attacking on the queen side, we move our pieces to the queen side. We try and build up so we've got more attacking pieces than he's got defenders. All right? And the problem usually is when we want to attack, he's got his king nicely tucked away behind a solid wall of pawns. So how do we get through? What can we do there in general?
We could like get our rooks on those files.
Right, but how would we break through his pawn defence? He's got 3 pawns like in a row in front of his king, making all nice and safe. What sort of strategy would we use to get rid of that?
Get lots of major pieces attacking them.
Right. What I'm looking at is maybe we might need to sacrifice something to open up his king to get rid of those pawns or create some open files and stuff. So the general principle, we worked out where we're attacking because we've got more space and pieces on the queen side, and we're going to do it by building up, and then maybe we might have to sacrifice something to get at his king. Okay. We're now ready to look at moves. So the normal thing we do is look at candidate moves. We say, what are moves that might be possibly good moves in this position that I should look at? So can you give me some candidate moves for white?
Some candidate moves might be a rook to b1.
The b1 to attack the bishop, yep, okay.
Yep.
Any other moves you'd look at?
Knight b3.
Knight b3 because his knight's pinned against the queen, so that would be a useful move. Any other move you might look at?
I might look at the knight taking e5.
Very good. So we've looked at checks and captures, so that's the capture. We're sacrificing our knight for the pawn on e5, but we get back the knight on c5, so we get our pawn back. All right, so that's good. Anything else you might look at?
I might look at the rook on d to c1, maybe attacking the knight.
Yep, all right. Well, that all looks pretty good. So that's 4 reasonable moves we had a look at. Any of them particularly appeal to you at the moment?
I kind of like knight b3.
Knight b3, okay. Oh, just to everyone, by the way, what you can do if you like is under the question function, if I ask you guys what move would you play here or something like that, you can type in what you think would be your move, and I can have a look at that and get a bit of feedback from you guys, and we'll compare with what William thinks. Like some of you already typed in knight takes e5, which looks possible. All right, the move the Grandmaster chose, he chose to move the rook to c1, rook d to c1. Okay, what do you think of that, William?
Yeah, looks good because the knight's pinned to the queen, you know, and you're getting another piece of
rook on that d file, it wasn't really doing much because there's a knight and a pawn in the way. So now it's on the same file as the black king. So that's looking pretty cool. All right. Black plays b6, defend the knight because he can't move it, he'll drop his queen. So what should we do now?
I'd probably looking at a takes, and then depending on what it takes it with, you have the queen and the rook going up on that file, on the A file.
Okay, so you reckon takes, is there any other move you want to look at?
I'd probably also still look at queen b4.
Right, to attack the bishop?
Yep.
Okay. Any other moves, or just those two would be worth looking at?
I'm not too sure there.
Right. Well, okay, we've got 2 reasonable moves. Which one do you choose?
I'd probably choose takes.
All right, very good. The Grandmaster chose takes. So remember when I said at the start, one of our aims is to try and open up his king and get rid of that pawn defence in front of the king. So now we've opened up the A file. So we've achieved one of our objectives. We're getting his king a bit exposed, which is really good. All right, our go again. What do you think about here? What candidate moves would you like to have a look at here?
I'd probably be looking at I'm not really sure there.
Type in the question what moves you think, because William's struggling. Black seems to have everything sort of protected a bit. Jason's asked me who was white. That's Grandmaster Vajda, the highest rated player at the World Cup. All right, William. Now we've got to find something. We must have a candidate move. Is there something we can attack? Has he got any loose pieces or things we can build up on?
I don't see anything at the moment.
Okay, well, some people have suggested Queen A8 check or Rook C to B1.
Yeah.
Okay. Do either of them appeal to you?
I guess Rook to B1 looks good.
Okay, attacking a loose piece.
Yeah, and then
I don't think you found the move that the Grandmaster found yet. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. What about that knight? We've got that knight attacked twice and defended twice.
You could go knight B3.
Right, knight B3. Now what would be good about knight B3?
It's still a pinned knight, and it would get 3 pieces attacking the knight.
So he can't move it, he can't defend it anymore, can he?
Yep.
So next move, if we want to, we'd be able to take that and pick up our pawn again.
Yes.
So that'd be reasonable. So I think if it was me, I'd probably play knight b3, nice and simple, get my pawn back.
Yep.
But Gabby has a different idea. Gabe? Is Gabe? Gabe, all right, but Gabe suggested Rook A to B1, which is what the Grandmaster played. And he's much stronger than me, so that must be a good move. So what he's doing, why do you reckon he's attacking the bishop? Any other reason why he might have decided to do that move?
Well,
his bishop. The attack on A1? It was sort of
no, it wasn't.
But otherwise it's not really helping. Whereas now, the queen's on the A file, the rook's on the B file, the other rook's on the C file. So now he's got sort of his 3 big pieces all in the attack.
Yep.
That was an interesting move. So black decided Queen E8. So he's got out of that awkward pin. So my plan of knight B3 isn't going to be any good anymore. And he's defended his bishop. So let's see. So we've got 2 rooks, a queen, a knight attacking, and another knight sort of almost attacking. He's got bishop, knight, rook, queen defending. So he's got more or less just as many defenders as we've got attackers. Not quite perhaps, but we're not overwhelming him with force.
Yeah, right now.
What can we do? So guys, type in a question with your thoughts, what we can do, because William's going to need a bit of help here. It looks like black set up a good defence. What can we look at? William, what would you think?
I'd say Queen A8 to get his bishop.
Queen A8 check. His king would just run away to D7 and then our queen would be under attack.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
Yep. Max and Ryan are suggesting knight B3.
Knight B3.
Does that appeal or anything else appeal to you?
Not too much.
Max wants to play rook takes b5.
Rook takes b5.
That just loses the exchange maybe. Maybe that's not so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're struggling to think of a way to attack. So let's go back to general principles. So we want to attack him. So what's his best defensive piece?
His best defensive piece would be the queen.
What do you think?
The queen, I guess.
The queen's right over on the side there. That's not really so close to defending the king.
The F knight.
I think the knight's really holding us up. That's in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so does that give you an idea? If we can get rid of his best defender, maybe we can crash through with our attack.
Yep.
What would you do? What do you think?
It's kind of hard because, like...
All right. Well, Max has come up with a good idea here, maybe. No, knight takes c5, no. Ryan's the one with a good answer. Let's have a look. What the Grandmaster played. He played rook takes knight.
Yes.
Giving up the exchange. Okay. So he takes us back. So what do you think of that? Is it just blunder the exchange, or is that going to be good for us?
Well,
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'm looking at the moves, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, in general principles, you'd have to analyse it out, but just generally you're saying, all right, so we've got rid of his best defender, so now we need a good way to follow it up. We need to overwhelm him with attackers. We need to get lots of pieces in there attacking, because his king's sort of fairly lonely. The bishop's blocking us up a little bit. So how can we get some more pieces into the attack to keep our attack going?
We could try and get our F knight into the attack, except that would take a couple of moves, you know. At the moment I'd probably...
Would it take a couple of moves? Is there a move we should look at? A capture?
Yeah, knight takes e5, I'm looking at that, except queen takes and then...
Queen takes and then we can take his bishop.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, sorry.
So
yeah.
we'll pick up a pawn. What do you think? Is that a possibility?
Yep.
All right, so that's one candidate. But we've seen a reasonable move. We don't just jump in and play it. We want to look in case of some other good moves. So have a look around. What other good moves? We want to get out. Which piece isn't helping us much with the attack at the moment, apart from that knight on f3?
Rook b1 is...
Oh, the rook's attacking his bishop and tying him down there. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
So which piece isn't helping us?
The D knight. The D2 knight.
All right, so what could we do with that?
We could...
Lots of people are saying knight c4.
Knight c4.
Or as lots of people, as Max saying about 6 times. Thank you, Max. Does that appeal, or does he just play bishop takes knight and maybe we can get a draw with the picture check or something?
No, bishop takes...
Ryan's suggesting queen takes c5. That picks up a pawn and a double bishop. That could be quite good.
Yeah.
Any other move? No one suggested the right move yet. Come on, guys. Type in your question with the right move. Remember I said which piece isn't helping us? Max is now going rook c1, maybe. Right, so William, which piece isn't helping us with our attack? It's a long, long way from this. I'll give you a hint, it's sitting on d2.
Yes, the D2 knight.
All right, so where could we put that? But someone suggested c4. Is there anywhere else we could put it that's really good?
Not that I can really see of, because
What's wrong with knight b3?
well, I was just
Sam has just said knight b3 and Yavini. So well done. Knight b3, didn't you look at that? Why didn't you look at that? That's attacking that pawn b5.
yeah, but it was already could have been taken by the queen,
Okay,
and it blocks off the rook.
All right, so we've found the move, we don't really understand it, but now that we've seen the Grandmasters play this move, why would he have done that? What would be his reason? What can we learn? He must have had a really good reason for going there. What does he want to do?
To get his knight into the queenside attack.
Whereabouts into the queen side? Where's he going to
he'd probably c5 for the next move, I reckon.
Yeah, right. Is that a good square for the knight?
Yep, because it blocks off d7 for the king.
Yeah, it stops the king from running away and is putting our knight on a really good square. So now we've got a queen, a rook and a knight all helping in the attack. So that's really good.
Yep.
Right. He decides he better bring his rook across to stop our attack. So what are we going to do? Do what we planned? Just take that pawn, you think?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Now, can you see what we're threatening?
Yes, checkmate.
Checkmate. Queen A8, checkmate. All right. So his choices are limited. So he puts his rook onto the b5. So that's going to block our checkmate. And now he's got that extra defender, the rook and the bishop, with a little bit of help from the queen. So it looks like his defence is holding up. What can we do? We need some today moves. What do you think? Anything else? Sam's come up with an idea. Matt wants to play knight takes e5, which probably isn't too good. All right, we've got our knight. All right, let's have a look. We've got our knight attacking, our rook sort of attacking, our queen's not doing so much yet. Can we do something good with the queen? Where would you put the queen?
I would probably put it to like a5 maybe, or...
But the bishop's defended twice, so it's not really threatening anything. I'll tell you what, let's just give him a friendly check to get his rook back a bit. The rook will move back, okay. Now, he's attacking our queen, so we probably have to move the queen. Where can we go? What's the most attacking square we can put our queen on?
We could put our queen on a7.
Yep, that's the most attacking. All right, now what are we threatening? If it was our go now, what would we play for white? Have we got a threat? Any moves you can look at? So the queen's attacking. What's his weakness? Attacked twice, it's only defended once.
C7.
C7's a bit weak. If we could get our queen on C7, that'd be checkmate. But we need something else with C7.
Yep, so maybe knight to a6.
Yeah, so our threat is to play knight to a6, and then we're attacking the rook and c7. And if he plays bishop takes knight, then we've got rook takes rook check, and we pick up his queen.
Yes.
So that's pretty good, doesn't it? Right, so that's a good attack. All right, so black says, okay, I'm awake up for your attack. I'm going to go back and defend. So that's the problem. We've sort of been there before. So if we wanted, we could play queen a8 check, put back, queen back, and repeat the position maybe. I wonder what people think, because we're down on material and it looks like he's got up a good defence. So let's have a little poll. If we want, William can go Queen A8 check and get triple repetition after a couple more moves. So tell me what you think. Would you accept the draw by triple repetition, or would you try to keep attacking? So I'm launching the poll. So everyone tick yes, you want to have the draw, or no, you want to keep attacking. Is the poll up on your screen, William?
Yes.
All right. You can vote too if you want.
Yep, I did.
Okay, at the moment, all right, let's close it off. So we've got 20% want to take the draw, 80% want to keep attacking. All right, which did you choose?
I chose keep attacking.
Keep attacking, all right, so we need to keep attacking. How are we going to keep attacking? What can we do? We need a candidate move.
Yes, we could do knight takes e5.
Right, and then he takes our knight. Is that helping us?
Well, it gets his queen away from the bishop, which
but the
could
bishop
help.
by the rule.
Yep, and then if...
We could do rook takes bishop, rook takes rook, queen a6 check maybe, pick up the rook.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Anything else we could do to keep our attack going? Now this is a tough position for you guys, so if you want to put in the question and come up with a move to help William, because it's a very difficult position, we need a good attacking move for white. What else could we do? So remember before, when we were stuck with our knight on d2, we thought which piece isn't attacking much, we can bring that in and maybe get an extra attacker. So how could we get an extra attacker here?
We could bring our other knight to d2.
Right. And then put it on c4 or something, or
Yeah.
b3. Probably going to take a bit of a while. Any other attacking moves you can have a look at? Gabby's got rook a1. Someone's got, Sam's got knight g5. Right, so let's have a look again. So we need to work out a way we can find out what to do. Where's his weakness? What were we trying to attack a minute ago? Where's his weak spot?
c7.
c7, yeah. Only defended by the king and attacked once by our queen. So
Yes.
maybe we need to somehow build up on that. So how can we get something to attack that?
Maybe rook c1.
All right, rook c1. Now that looks pretty good. And then you are threatening knight a6 again.
Yes.
You've got on that four. All right, so that will be pretty good. But that's not the move the Grandmaster chose. Okay, what can we do? Use your imagination. Think from left field. Another attacking move against c7. Anyone got any ideas? We're getting Nick's come up with an interesting idea. All right, Brian, you give up, or you want me to tell you the next idea? Nothing else has occurred to you? Heath has come up with the same idea. So two people. All right, the interesting move, d6. Did you look at that one, William?
No, I didn't, sadly.
Why? Oh, okay, why didn't you look at it?
I'm not sure.
Because that's the conundrum, see? We need to get your brain looking at lots of weird and different alternative moves, because some of them might work out to be a good move. So you need to sort of track yourself up, even though it looks on the face of it a silly move because you can just take it two ways. So now look at it. Now that we've seen it, let's have a look. So if he takes with the rook, what happens?
It's checkmate with the
out.
queen.
All right. And if he takes with the pawn, what happens?
You do queen
Yeah. What's undefended now that the pawn's moved?
the
You take the rook.
yes.
Right. Okay. So he can't take with either. So that's good. So what he has to do is he has to bring his queen out to defend. All right. So now we're cooking. We've got our queen, our knight, our pawn, and our rook attacking.
Yes.
So we need a good attacking move here. What would we do?
We could try d7 check.
We could try d7. So what would happen? d7 check. He'd have to play king d8 maybe.
Yes.
What do we do then?
Then we could go queen a8 check.
Now the queen will take it.
Oh right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, right. So maybe d7 is not so good. So what other attacking move have we got? Use our imagination here.
Knight takes e5.
Right, what would he do then, do you think? We're attacking his queen, so he'd probably have to move his queen, wouldn't he?
Yes, so we'd probably take the knight.
All right, so we've got a really good follow-up now because we're losing all our pieces. Let's have a quick look. So knight takes, and you want him to play queen takes knight. We could go queen check.
Yes, or pawn check.
Or pawn check. Have to put the rook back, pawn up check. That's not looking too bad, is it? That's looking pretty good actually, because when his king moves, we're going to snaffle his rook and probably snaffle his other rook and get a new queen. So that's looking pretty good. All right. So in fact, he did play knight takes e5, but the Grandmaster didn't take on, the International didn't take on c5, he took on d6. Right, so there goes our attacking pawn, but now we've got both our knights in the attack. We need something brilliant here, or we're going to run out of material and he's going to defend. So, put your thinking cap on. Everyone help William with a question. What can we do for white here? We could check him, but he drops the rook back, so that doesn't look too brilliant. Any moves that are appealing to you, William?
Not yet.
All right, well, we'd like to check him on a8, but the trouble is the rook gets back and defends. Okay, so we need to make it so his rook can't get back and defend. So how can we do that?
So knight d7.
Which knight?
C knight.
All right, let's try C knight d7. All right, now we're threatening queen a8 check. And if his king runs to d8, then queen a8 check and we take the f8 rook. So he's in a bit of strife, so he has to sacrifice his queen. So now he's going to end up with rook and bishop maybe for queen. What should we do here, do you think? Knight takes queen looks pretty good. Are you happy with that, or do you want to do something else?
I'm happy with...
Happy with knight takes queen? We'll have a queen for rook and bishop? Okay. Here's the problem again. You've seen a good move, and you've jumped at it. And there might be a better move just around the corner. So we've got to really make certain we look at other candidate moves. So I want you to find me one other candidate move apart from taking the queen. If it doesn't work, we can always come back and take his queen. So what other moves could you do?
Okay.
Looking at all checks and captures. We looked at one capture, knight takes queen.
I can't see anything.
Round's found a good move, but he's the only one so far. Nick's wrong, Heath's wrong. Come on, there must be another candidate move here somewhere. Show me a check or a capture that's a good candidate move. Queen takes rook, he just takes us the pawn. Knight takes queen, we're going to be a bishop down. Max has found it. Come on, William, we're not allowed to go home till you find it.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Maybe rook takes bishop.
All right, so let's look at rook takes bishop. What would he do? He'd do queen takes rook, maybe?
Yes.
Have we got anything? We've only got a queen and an ice, and he's got everyone defended. No
yes.
Good. All right. Can the rook do anything else good? Rook can't move anything else good?
He could. Not that I see.
No, not really. All right. Can the knight go anywhere else that's good other than taking the queen?
He could. No, I don't see it.
So our only other choice is the queen. So where can the queen go that could be good?
He could try queen a8. Check.
Queen a8. Well, let's try that. Okay, he's obviously got a block with the rook. Oh, look at this. Queen takes rook check. King has to take queen. Knight takes queen check. King moves.
Yes.
There's just one. We're a rook up.
Yep.
Look at that. Okay. It was staring you in the face and you were really struggling to find that queen check.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was pretty hard. It was a very nice combination by the Grandmaster, I thought, to finish the game. But you can see how, you know, the good moves and the tricky moves could be there. You've just got to make certain you look around and look for more candidate moves and stuff. All right,
yep.
Now we're running out of time, so we'll have a very quick look at one of your games. Let me see. We'll do the one where you were white, I think. All right.
Okay.
Now we'll just, this was against Vince Bradley. I think you won, didn't you?
Yes.
You were white? All right. Now,
yes.
So I started off like this. Now, what's the problem with this opening? Were you here for our early lectures at the very start of the first term? What was it about opening?
I don't think I might have been.
Yeah, what did I say we're trying to do in the openings with pawns and planning? Remember?
To get lots of pawns in a row to make a chain.
We're trying to get an opening where you've got two pawns side by side, so you've got a plan. So if you've got the old-fashioned opening with no plan, because your pawn's on D3 instead of D4. So this isn't a great opening, but never mind, we shall plot on. He attacks your bishop, and you go there. Is that the best move?
I'm not sure.
Because you've already moved it once, so you could have put it on D5 straight away. So you really wasted a move. You've gone to C4, then again to B5. Yeah. So you've given him a free move. All right. He went to defend the knight. He moved the bishop. He attacked your bishop. He went back. He placed you around. Then he took you. Now, instead of taking back, you thought you'd be tricky and play bishop takes his bishop.
Yeah, it was incorrect.
So why did you want to do that?
Because he gets a pawn when he takes C2.
Yeah, so it's always tricky if he has an attack if you do a counter attack because he's got like a free kamikaze piece.
Yeah.
So you have to make certain you ask yourself what's he going to reply. So you might have noticed he can play bishop takes c2. So he sneaks in with bishop c2 and wins the pawn. Okay, so we're a pawn down. All right. We attacked his pawn, and his knight jumped up there, attacking our queen and our pawn, so we're in a bit of a pickle. Takes, knight takes, and then he jumped in where angels fear to tread. So you pinned him, so that was really good. Okay, so how's he going to get out of pin? You've got to play rook d8.
Yeah, this is, I marked up here because I should have taken e5. Instead I went to e1.
So you went to e1 to try and get that knight. You could have gone to e5, and then he might take you with the knight, and you end up with queen and pawn for rook and knight, which would be pretty good. So again, you look at all checks and captains, so knight takes e5 will be one of the moves you looked at.
Yeah.
And you won. Now, everyone, I'll ask you a question here. Black to play. Can anyone see a tricky move for black? He didn't strife because that knight is pinned. Looks like he's going to drop a piece. Now, on your question, can people type in if they can see a tricky move for black that might get out of stuff? Can you see any good move for black? And what didn't happen in the game? He made a different move. What did he do? Kelly came up with it. Ryan's come up with it.
c4.
C4, yeah. C4 would be quite interesting because then if queen takes, you can take on b2, perhaps. Actually, his knight can take back, can't it, and protect the rook. If he takes your queen, you take his queen.
Yeah.
All right, so it probably doesn't work, but you've got to look at sort of moves like that to try and get out of your predicament. Fortunately for us, black played knight takes e4. He dropped his knight. He attacked your pawn. You told his knight to go away. He went back. You took. So you're going well here. You're a piece up for a couple of pawns. Now, e4. Is that a good move for black, do you think? If you were black, would you play e4 or would you play something different?
I'd probably play something different.
So what's the problem with e4? Why is that a bad move?
Well, he's giving away a pawn.
Yeah, well, he's trying to attack and he hasn't even made his king safe, and his king's on that e file. He's dropping a pawn. He could just pass, and then he'd probably be okay. So e4, that's a bad move. So you took him. He took. Another question mark. You took. He took. And then you actually hit him with rook d1. So it's all looking pretty good here. Czechoslovakia. Check back. He runs and hides. And you played a good move, knight e5. So again, it's like the other game where if you're attacking, you've got to bring in your pieces. So the knight on d3 wasn't helping with the attack. But now we've got the knight, the queen, and the rook all helping with the attack. And you're threatening queen takes f7 checkmate. There's a problem for him. He plays king e7. All right, now, I'll do a little poll on this one. He walked into a discovered check. So white could play, let's see, you could play knight c6 check. You could play knight takes f7 check. You could play knight g6 check. Or you could play queen f7 check. They all look pretty good to me. That's 4 checks, 3 with the knight and 1 with the queen. I want people to think, what would you play? And I'll launch the poll. So here we go. Choose one of those 4 moves. Knight c6 check, knight f7 check, knight g6 check, or queen takes f7 check. So the results are coming in. Knight f7's leading, closely followed by knight g6 and knight c6, and poor old queen f7's coming last. All right, close off the poll. Give me 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's close the poll. Have a look. Okay, so knight takes f7. Seems to be pretty popular. Knight c6.
Yes.
Right, so which do you like? Which did you vote for?
I actually voted for knight takes f7, even though I ended up doing knight c6.
Yeah, in the game you did knight c6. So knight c6 was the exchange, at least. Why would you change your mind and vote for knight f7 now? What's good about knight f7?
Because it gets an extra pawn as well as the rook.
Okay, let's have a look here. So if we did play knight f7, where would he go? King d7, what happens?
King d7, then...
Queen e6 is mate.
Yes.
King f6, what happens?
Queen f6.
Queen e6 is mate again. So he has to drop back to f8. What would you do now?
From here I'd probably take the h8 pawn. I mean rook.
Take the h8 rook?
Oh,
okay.
not actually, probably the d8 rook.
d8 is better. Why is that better?
Because his rook is more in the centre and more of an attacking piece than
and even better than that, you've got force mate in 1 with queen f7 mate.
Yes.
Yeah, so you had force mate in 3. But you went for the wrong one. You went for knight c6 check. And then you took his rook and you just swapped off and won.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. So I pity I haven't got time to show the other game as well. The other game has several examples where you play a tactic or you miss a tactic and there was a better move available. So I think what I'd like you to take away from today's lesson is to make certain in your games you don't just play the first move that comes into your mind or the obvious move. Even if it's a good move, have a look around for other candidate moves and you might well pick up something that's a bit better. And or even, you never know. Just play like that, Grandmaster, and you build up your pieces, bringing the pieces into the attack that aren't helping too much until you can overwhelm your opponent. Okay, so thank you for being part of today's lesson, William. And good luck in the tournament on the weekend. I hope you write down lots of interesting games and put them on Tornello so we can all have a look at them and see how you're progressing. Thank you all for attending the lesson today. We'll be back again next Thursday, I think with Nick, I'm not sure, but I'm sure David will organise that anyway. So, thank you all, and we'll see you all next week. Good luck.